Hi guys, welcome to this lecture on Introduction to Python. So in this data science course, we are going to use Python. Today we will discuss the basics of Python language. So Python is a high-level language because we write the programming language statements in a human understandable form, and this interpreted language. As soon as we type a statement, so it gets executed. And Python programming language is a general purpose language because it is used for developing different kinds of applications. And it also uses object oriented features like class, object, inheritance, and abstraction and other concepts. It was created by Guido van Rossum. It has been released in 1991. So it has easy to understand syntax and easy to use programming language statements. And Python is more flexible because it allows the programmers to work with different kinds of platforms, and they can make use of libraries of C, C++, or .NET. So it allows faster the development of an application. It is more powerful because we have many features and easy syntax which supports rapid application development. And it is also used for developing programs in different paradigm, like we can develop either as a procedure oriented program, or you can develop object oriented program, maybe a server side program or a client side program. So it supports different kinds of programming paradigm. And there is a automatic memory management facility which makes use of the heap data structures for maintaining the data. And it allows various operations on the data using the data structures. So the heap memory data structures is used as a permanent memory for automatic memory management. And the latest developments of Pythons are Python programming languages are 3.7, 3.8. It was and then moved on to 3.9.17, 3.10, and then 3.11.4. So if you see these versions, in each version you will find some new features, and to overcome the drawbacks of the previous version, they would have incorporated new features in it. And if you see 3.9, 3.8, and 3.10, these are not supporting Windows 7 or earlier version. And if you see 3.7 and 3.8, these Python versions are not supported and not used on Windows XP or earlier version of Windows family of OS. So similarly, Python version also supports Linux and Mac OS platforms. Let us now discuss some interesting applications of Python. Python can be used to develop GUI-based desktop applications. For example, word processor, or music player, video player, and other GUI-based applications you can develop. We can also develop graphic design. It is widely used for research purpose, to develop image processing applications, and to develop games, also to perform exploratory data analytics using machine learning or deep learning. And web frameworks can be developed like KP, PHP, or Laravel framework, Django framework, so Flask. So there are various web-based frameworks and web-based applications that are developed in Python. So Python can be used to develop various kinds of applications, including system programs like OS, compilers, database systems. It can be used for developing enterprise applications, business applications as well. You can create workflows to automate some functionalities. And also you can develop e-learning system, online education system, language development, programming language development. You can develop new programming language by using Python. Python also supports prototyping, rapid prototyping. So you can create a application or a system that simulates the idea, which can be converted into a real working product. So it helps us to collect feedback from the stakeholders, and we can incorporate necessary modifications to develop a full-fledged product or a system. Then it can also be used as a scripting language, as a client-side scripting or server-side scripting. If you are using on the client side, it reduces the burden of converting into Java, JavaScript, or and so on. And if you are using on the server side, it works like how you use Python, PHP, or JavaScript, Node.js. So the similar manner we can use Python on the server side for developing applications. Next, let us see why we use Python. Python supports different platforms, so it is platform like Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi. IoT based system development is also possible by using different platform like Raspberry Pi or Arduino. So we can use Python in different platforms. Python has a simple syntax. It allows developers to develop programs faster, and they can write programs with a few lines of code. And it is an interpreted language, so there is an interpreted system that runs the code as soon as you type on the programming environment. So we also use Python for developing a procedure oriented program or object oriented program. So these are the few reasons why we go for Python. And next, let us see what are all the organizations they use Python. See, Google is using the Python, and Yahoo for maps, and YouTube for video maintenance, video uploading, downloading, and for allowing various kinds of analytics features. They use Python. And Mozilla Firefox, like browser, also can be written, and Mozilla also is using the Python. Mozilla Firefox is an organization which uses Python, and Dropbox, Microsoft, Cisco, Spotify, Quora, Facebook, so social network, many social networking websites and networking companies, social networking organizations also use Python for various applications. There are many more industries which use Python. Researchers also use for data science, machine learning applications, or NLP based application development, and for their research. Next, do you want to understand what are all the advantages of Python? Let us see what are those advantages. We can utilize modules, various modules available which are ready to use, already pre-built, and it's free of errors. You can easily utilize the existing modules to reduce the development time, and you can make use of interesting libraries like NumPy for numerical calculations, Panda for data science, and we can make use of Matplot library for plotting, graphing, and Seaborn for advanced graph or plotting. Like that, there are many libraries. We can also use machine learning library, Scikit lab for machine learning operations, and there is a very good support, community support for Python programmers and researchers. They make use of the community support for solving the problems, and it is versatile because there is a cross language support. It provides a flexible way of developing programs. You can make use of libraries available in other programming languages like C, which is written in libraries of C, C++, .NET can be used easily linked to your application, and it is easy to read. It has easy to learn feature. You can easily write the program because the syntax is very simpler compared to other programming languages like Java C or C++. And this provides user-friendly data structures, very easy to understand and easy to perform operations, various operations on data structures. We have list and tuple, dictionary, so sets. These are the popular data structures that are user-friendly, and you can easily apply various operations to work with data items. And this is a high level language, that is another advantage, because a human understandable language. Then this is a dynamically typed language. As soon as, so we don't have to explicitly mention the data type while declaring a variable. In C, C++, Java and all, we usually use a int, float, double, like data type to declare a variable. But here in Python we don't have to do that. As soon as you create a variable, assign value to, the system interprets that and understands that type of data that you are going to use. So this is a dynamically typed language, no need to use the data type explicitly for each variable. And this object oriented programming language, we can make use of class, object, the power of object oriented programming techniques to develop a better application and to reduce the development time. And also we can develop procedure oriented program as well. And this supports rapid application development, rapid prototyping. You can develop a system or application to demonstrate how the system will look like, how the entire application will look like. So it allows the programmers or the researchers to implement the functionalities with less coding. And it is highly efficient because it supports object-oriented features, it provides enhanced process control, and it has excellent support for text mining, text analytics, and information extraction. It also has a mechanism for integration. You can develop various modules, integrate them, and we can also develop a system or application in Internet of Things environment. IoT based system or application is possible. You can develop using Python. You can generate the data using the IoT modules and then work with the data in Python. That is also possible. It allows us to develop real-time applications for various needs. It is an interpreted language. We know that it interprets the line of code as soon as you type it in the programming editor. Next, let us see what are the disadvantages. When there are advantages, so there may be some disadvantages also, but it is not affecting that much because there are many interesting features that attracts the programmers, researchers to use Python for various application development and for research purpose. So these are some disadvantages. If you see the performance of Python, so it is interpreted language, so somewhat slower than C, C++, which are compiled language. And global interpreter lock prevents multiple threads from running the code, so at the same time, so it has limited support for the parallel processing applications. And memory consumption is another drawback, disadvantage. That is when you are working with big data or running a complex algorithm and all, so it consumes a lot of memory. So that may be one of the disadvantage. Then it is a dynamically typed language. So that is as soon as you assign value to a variable, it is interpreted. When at runtime it recognizes the type of data. So it is also advantage, but if you see on the other side, it makes it difficult to catch errors because at runtime it is going to understand the type of variable. So if the variables are changed at runtime, type of variables are changed at runtime, then it may be difficult to catch errors. So that is one of the disadvantage. Then packaging and versioning is somewhat difficult because we make use of large number of libraries, modules, so sometimes it causes issues with respect to this versioning and packaging feature. So there may be package conflicts when you are integrating multiple packages. Similarly, versioning issue will be there. And then lack of strictness, since it provides flexibility to link libraries of C, C++ or .NET. So when you are making use of those external libraries to develop your system, sometimes it causes problem in maintenance of the code. It is difficult to read and maintain the code for especially for new programmers. So they should have knowledge of C, C++, and other programming libraries which are used in the current application. So that is one of the disadvantage. For new beginners, it is easy to learn because the syntax is very simple, easy to learn and understand. They can maybe if they have some basic knowledge of programming, that is enough. They can easily learn, understand, and apply Python programming techniques for developing applications or to solve any kind of problem. Okay, that's all guys in this lecture. In the next lecture, I'm going to demonstrate how to install IDE, that is an Anaconda IDE. Step by step, I'll demonstrate how to install Python Anaconda IDE. It has a lot of features. Many editors and tools are available to develop a application. We'll see that in the next lecture. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.